Hi, I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt.
And welcome to Sofa Reviews. Today we're looking at Heavy Metal Fact 2.
Released in the year 2000, it's the sequel to the cult classic from the 1980s. Whereas the original was an animated anthology of various different short stories, this one is simply one long feature.
So we start the film with narration. There is a key that will lead you to a chamber containing the fountain of immortality, with the slight catch that the key will drive you insane if you touch it.
We cut to two guys who are mining on an asteroid, and they find something.
Hey Tyler! Major find here!
What is it?
As they don't know what it is, and they think it could be dangerous, Tyler decides to pick it up.
The music kicks in, and that's Tyler's cue to screw his friend.
Tyler goes to the bridge of the ship and suggests that he should be captain.
What the hell do you think you're doing? Security, to the bridge!
Having taken control of the ship, he destroys an asteroid field, leading to the title.
Which then leads us to a shower scene, just in case you felt worried about your sexuality having watched a guy get screwed earlier.
So we meet Julie and Kerry, two sisters who live happily on planet Eden until Tyler shows up.
Welcome to paradise.
It seems Tyler is after a compound which is present in small quantities in the people of this planet.
He opens an attack on the planet to harvest the compound.
Gary, I'll get our air defenses up!
Why wouldn't you have the air defences already up? Surely that's the whole point of them?
Well, I hope he can harvest the compound from their dead bodies. Otherwise, this is a wasted trip.
Extinction! Who would believe in sanctuary?
Oh, so the air defences are just one guy in a ship. It's a bit of an exaggeration really, isn't it?
The music changes to Star Wars as Kerry sees her father die.
After the battle, they find Kerry alive and take her captive.
But the one guy here happens to help her, because it turns out he's a protagonist later.
Leave her alone!
And it would seem that this one moment of slight kindness is enough to justify abandoning him on the planet.
On the ship, we meet the creepy doctor character, who of course has a German accent and is about to experiment on Kerry.
This won't hurt, it's just the DNA test. The good stuff comes later.
He gets stopped, however, by Tyler, who's decided that she's special. But whether he means her personality or her breasts is kind of hard to tell.
Back on the planet, Julie finds Jermaine, the guy who was left behind by Tyler. She forces him to tell her where Tyler's going and to fix the ship. Although the moment she lowers her gun, he decides to check her out.
Well, at least he was smart enough to wait for her to lower the gun, but clearly subtlety is lost on him.
Well,
You dropped your wrench. Aren't you gonna...
We also see Tyler has managed to harvest the compound before, giving him Wolverine-like healing abilities.
They get to the space station and Jermaine ponders whether he should buy a Tau sex robot.
You can customize her with a choice of 7 synthetic hair dyes and optional entry ports with 4 speeds of suction.
Julie tracks Tyler down to a local bar, gunning him down before he can rape the waitress.
Of course, it's going to take a lot more than several lasers to the torso and face to keep Tyler down.
When you kill someone, darling, make sure he's dead.
After the brief firefight, Julie gets hit and realises that wearing grenades is a bad idea.
Julie manages to escape and then thanks Jermaine for tending to her while she was unconscious.
Julie, are you alright?
They latch onto Tyler's ship so they can follow him on his hyperspace jump.
Tyler realises that they have some stowaways on board and sends out some ships to deal with them, only to see them get immediately destroyed.
We lost them all. They're toast.
Send the bomber.
Well, the first lot of ships didn't work, so I'll just send another one.
Bizarrely though, this actually works as the last ship hits them before plummeting to its doom.
This causes the tunnel to break, which forces them to make an emergency landing.
Oh, yes! Do it! Do it!
Having not been in an emergency landing, I wasn't aware that a blowjob was an integral part of the procedure.
Both ships crash land on the planet. Julie wanders through the desert and eventually finds the sex bot.
Was it good for you?
There it is, Homer. The cleverest thing you'll ever say, and nobody heard it.
Go!
A little while later, and Julie makes a rather direct introduction to a small rock man thing called Zeke.
Get off my face.
We also get introduced to Odin, who acts as Julie's guide while we see Tyler wrestling lizards in a volcano.
Hey, you! Ugly! Yeah! Your mother's a hectarian horse handbag!
Well, it's a good thing the lizard understands English.
Meanwhile, after a pointless gross-out scene, Julie, Odin and Zeke travel by boat over a lake of lava. Even if the boat didn't melt, the heat of the lava would still cook them alive.
Finally, Jermaine gets picked up by the priests as we see the battle between the Lizard King and Tyler.
Tyler ends up with an axe in his chest.
Shrugging off that minor annoyance, he gets up and wins the battle, finally becoming ruler of the lizards.
I am the Lizard Queen!
This puts him in a particularly good mood, and he demands celebrations.
Blind adulation makes me so horny. Bring me a wench!
A man after my own heart.
This gives Julie the chance to sneak in to attack Tyler, and gives the movie a chance to have some gratuitous nudity.
So she stabs Tyler in the throat with a horn and is about to finish the job when Zeke bursts in to drag her away, because otherwise the film would have ended too soon.
Odin and Zeke explain that Tyler will return later with the key, and then they manage to escape.
How do you lose a 6-foot bitch with a talking rock?
On their way to the temple, they come across Tyler's ship, giving Julie the chance to save her sister.
However, the Doctor attacks Julie and they battle until she drops a glass chamber on him.
So Julie rescues her sister and the stage is set for the final battle. After a history lesson, of course.
Many centuries ago, the Arakacians discovered an ancient tear in the fabric of the universe from which flowed a liquid capable of bestowing immortality. They enslaved my ancestors and forced them to build a chamber in the Holy Lands to contain this unnatural power. And so it was that the Arakacians ruled in infamy until my people were able to lock the chamber and cast the key deep into space.
Also, Tyler begins his march to the temple after donning his favourite Punisher outfit.
Our heroes get to the temple and prepare for the final battle.
We have done all we can to prepare. We will fight to the death.
This gives Julie a dress-up scene, which is taken pretty much from the first movie.
This skimpy outfit will provide all the protection I'll need.
Well, at least her one shoulder's protected.
After a while, the priests are overrun and butchered, but Kerry manages to save Zeke.
Oh, thank you, soft one.
You know, for a teacher from a peaceful farming planet, she takes the wholesale slaughter quite easily.
Julie confronts Tyler and immediately hits him with a low blow.
Despite having his groin mutilated and his eye stabbed with an axe shaft, he still manages to stumble on and put the key in place.
However, Odin shows up to distract Tyler, giving Julie enough time to finish him off.
Odin reveals that he is in fact Arakacian. This explains why his appearance is different, and why he has 2 eyes as opposed to 6. However, it doesn't explain why his friends didn't pick up on this.
So you can tell that he's evil because he's in CGI now.
Zeke shows up and takes the key, trapping Odin in the chamber for all eternity.
So Jermaine and Kerry help Julie while Zeke flies off into space to guard the key, and the film ends.
In conclusion, I really enjoy this movie. It's a fun sci-fi setting that I really enjoy. I like the atmosphere and world it creates. The animation is consistently decent at the very least, although I'm less keen on the art style than I am with the animation. However, the designs are pretty good in my opinion.
The film is lots of fun. Admittedly, there is gratuitous nudity, but that was found in the first film as well, and this is meant as a homage to the first film. Also, especially the main villain Tyler has some really amusing lines throughout and is actually quite an interesting villain.
While not as good as the original, the soundtrack is actually pretty good, having a good amount of music from various bands that is very enjoyable to listen to and fitting to the scenes they're placed in. All in all, the music lives up to the name. The film is definitely worth a watch in my opinion, and it's probably pretty easy to track down.
What does it take to get laid around here?